We brought in CA to help us with our service virtualization. We now have virtualized, you can see some of the statistics here, but all of our SNET services, we've also virtualized our third-party services. We also use it for our usability testing, and we also use it for data virtualization when applicable. I'm responsible for all the test environments, so we have to prep all the environments. We do parallel testing, so at any given time, we're running 4 environments. So what have we done? We've implemented 249 projects. And let me talk about this a little bit. We do between 400 and 500 implementations a year. We do releases every month. We do major quarterly releases. And then we do what's minor releases that's about 45 days after a major. So this is where we are at this point. 53% of delayed requirements were met. Now, all of us know that requirements, it's the number one topic. Requirements are never on time. So what we have done with this is, what we're saying here is, yes, the requirements have come in late, and we do track that, by the way, by milestone reports, but we have been able to meet the testing of those late requirements. Jeff talked about earlier finding defects in functional testing. You can see we have identified over 18,000 defects to date prior to going into production. We have what we call can't-fail initiatives. We met all of the components of meeting those priorities with the company. A defect rate is less than 1%. In our statement of work, we indicated it needed to be less than 4%, and you can see we're blowing that out of the water from that perspective. 22% of cost savings since 2014, and that's specifically around the managed service and how we were able to do that. Talk about automation, $1.7 million in savings. This is critical for you to continue to drive those savings. And because of that, you can see the number of hours that we've saved, and again, 63%, I'd said 63% of automated testing for all of our areas.
So I run a department and I run a cost centre, and building a business case to actually spend money on these tools is sometimes difficult, and getting the buy-in to purchase these tools is difficult. Now, I didn't expect to see any cost savings within the first year, particularly for service virtualization. So I was actually really pleased to say that we've managed to find cost savings within the first year for both service virtualization and in terms of the Data Maker tool. We've actually saved 90% of our testing costs through the use of automation, which is amazing, and we're actually overachieving in terms of the benefits case for the tools. So it's a really easy sell when it then comes to integrating that wider across the organisation, which is fantastic. There's a huge amount of buy-in now to take those tools and really push those further downstream into the organisation.
So what we saw, and we didn't expect that if in a proof of concept we did, was that we had before built some difficult procedure, some module. It took us 3 weeks of 3 sprints with 3 developers to build it. After doing it with the same way, with the new Agile Designer way, and completely modeled it out, it cost us only 1 sprint for 3 developers. So it saves us already there also a lot of time. Further on, we're still looking for the complete set of Test Data Manager. And as you heard, CA Service Virtualization, I think it will be also an opportunity for us. But the good thing is about those toolings, it doesn't matter where you start. You can start anyway. If you're using to start it at Data Manager, it's good. We're using it the opposite. It doesn't matter, because they're all building blocks and they're all fitting together. So I think for us, it's a very nice thing to do, to building it slowly up.